Hey Maker, my name's Emily, otherwise known as that mom with a laser. I'm a mom, I'm a maker, and I'm quite the laser enthusiast. You can find me over at YouTube at www.youtube.com/thatmomwithalaser, as well as on Instagram by the same name. Every week on my channel, I attempt to simplify what it's like to operate a laser engraving machine. I mean, let's face it, lasers have gotten really popular lately. You can make your own jewelry, you can cut leather and create your own hat patches, you can even engrave tumblers. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but that doesn't mean that the process isn't intimidating. These are pretty beastly machines. So weekly, that's what I attempt to do on my channel, is basically try to simplify these complex machines, and I hope to do it while filling the maker heart and fueling the entrepreneurial spirit. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna break up our workshop into 3 different chapters. In chapter 1, we're gonna take laser cut earrings that I got at my local craft store, and then I'm gonna put my own maker spin on it. In chapter 2, I'm gonna show you how I would create my own earrings from scratch. This way, there is no limit to my creativity. I'm not limited to what I can find on the shelf of a craft store, and I can make whatever I want. And then in chapter 3, I'm gonna show you how I would make them if I were producing them right here in my workshop. So now that we know what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and talk about supplies. Are you ready? Let's go. For today's workshop, we're gonna be making laser cut macrame earrings. For this, you're going to need some tape, although this is optional, and any tape will do. I just happen to have blue painter's tape. Sealant, which is also optional, but I find that it gives the wood a nice pop, and so I like to work with Rust-Oleum clear lacquer. Of course, you'll need your laser cut earrings. I got these at Michael's, and notice how I chose a pair that had an open bottom because I need enough space to loop my rope through to create the macrame look. Because my earrings are pretty plain, I'm going to go ahead and add a pop of color with some paint pens, and then you're also going to need some jewelry hardware like jewelry pliers, jump rings, and earring hooks. You're also going to need either a comb or a brush. A popular option here are grooming brushes like the kind that you use for pets. You'll also need some rope, as well as a piece of cardboard, a ruler, and some scissors. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is grab my paint pens and add a pop of color to both sides of my earrings. And today I'm using a metallic blue as well as a metallic red by Craftsmart. Once my earrings are dry, I'm going to go ahead and place them on my piece of cardboard, take them outside, and seal them with my lacquer. I'm going to give it a good shake and then just make sure I put an even coat on the top. What I like about Rust-Oleum clear lacquer is that it dries pretty quickly, so after about 5 to 10 minutes, I will flip over the earrings and seal the other side. While my earrings were drying, I decided, okay, let me go ahead and cut up my rope. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to decide just how long I want these pieces to be. I ended up going with 7 inches, but honestly, I think I could have gotten away with less, maybe 5.5 to 6 inches. Anyhow, once you know how long you want your rope, you're going to go ahead and loop it up several times so that you have enough rope to loop through your earrings. So once you're done with that, you just go ahead and trim it off, and then you're ready to start adding your macrame. Now that my earrings are dry, it's time to go ahead and thread through my rope. So I'm going to grab my tape and I'm going to use a piece of tape to hold down my earring and keep it in place while I'm trying to thread my rope through the bottom of the earring. Next, I'm just going to grab a piece of rope, fold it in half, and then loop it through the bottom of my earring. Once I do that, I'll go ahead and take the bottom, put it through that hole that I've created, and tighten it up. And there you go. It's that simple. I'll go ahead and make sure that my rope is on there nice and tight, and then I'm just going to repeat the process until the bottom of my earring is nice and full. Once I'm done tying my rope, I'll take my brush and comb out the bottom of the rope to fluff it out. Once I feel that it looks nice and even, I'll go ahead and take it off of the tape, take my scissors, and trim it to my desired length. A good pair of scissors is definitely going to come in handy when you're working with this kind of a project. And as you can tell, I decided to leave about an inch of rope below my knots. So once I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and rope up the rest of my earrings and repeat the process until I've got them all complete. We are almost at the finish line here. All I need to do is add my hardware. So I'm going to grab my jewelry pliers. I like to work with two. It just makes it so much easier. And then I will get my jump ring and twist them open. Once I do that, I'll go ahead and loop them through the hole at the top of the earring, add on my hook, and then close up the jump ring. And then voila, we've got earrings. So there you have it. Aren't they cool? These are the ones we made together from the craft store. So now let's go ahead and take the ideas out of my head and make them a reality. Let's go. So now it's time for me to go ahead and show you how I actually take the ideas from my mind and create them so I can cut them on my laser. Right here you see me using an app called Procreate. I love this app. It makes things so easy. You could do this with a black Sharpie and paper and then import it into your computer and clean it up. I just find that this makes things much cleaner and much more efficient. So I'm just going to take some time, let my mind be creative, and see what I come up with. All right, now that my image is done, I need to go ahead and make it laser ready. To do that, I'm going to import the image into my computer, and then I'm going to open it up in Lightburn, which is a software specifically for working with lasers. Now, I need to go ahead and clean up my image before it's ready to be cut. Many people opt to use softwares that they're already familiar with, maybe like Silhouette Studio or Adobe Illustrator or even Inkscape. But I'm going to keep things simple today and just do everything right here in Lightburn. So as you see, I am taking my image and then I am going to trace it, clean it up, and then it'll be ready to be sent to my machine. Ultimately, Lightbird's job is to basically tell my laser where I want it to cut on the image, where I want it to engrave on the image, and basically it's just going to communicate those things to my machine so that I can have the finished product that I'm looking for. Now that my artwork is ready, it's time to cut my earrings. Today I'm going to cut everything on my Eon Mira 7 60-watt laser. And if you want to learn more about my machine, just make sure you head on over to my website at www.thatmomwithalaser.co. To make my life even easier, I am going to use 1/8 of an inch walnut that has already been sanded and sealed from my supplier. So all I have to do is set it into my machine and cut. Before I push start, I'm going to go ahead and do what's called framing my job. And this basically shows me just exactly where my earrings are going to cut on my material. Once I'm ready, I'll push start and let her do her job. So the job is finished and now I can go ahead and remove my piece of wood. Look at that. Oh my goodness, she cut like butter and they look awesome. I'm so excited to go ahead and finish these off. But you know what? I've also got this really pretty acrylic that I want to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some more earrings with my acrylic and then I'll finish them off with the process that I showed you earlier. It's not uncommon for acrylic to come with a protective film or masking tape, and that's what you see me removing here. I did something a little different with this second set of earrings. You'll notice with my guava colored acrylic, I ended up cutting my rope more at like an angle instead of just a straight cut. And with these little yellow ones, I noticed at the bottom, that little rectangle at the bottom was pretty tight and a little too small for my rope. So I ended up taking my rope, dividing it in half so that it would be a little tinier, and then I would be able to rope it through the bottom of my rectangle and finish off my earring. Well, Maker, there you have it. I hope you had fun creating with me today. Thank you to Peggy from the Pigeon Letters for including me. This was a blast. If you guys enjoyed the content, then please head on over to my YouTube channel or my Instagram and stay in touch. And I look forward to seeing you guys around soon over at That Mom with a Laser.